Good morning and welcome to another episode of Josh and Pat. I'm Joshua Klein, joined by Patrick Cassett, and Odell Beckham Jr. has been named as a suspect in an assault investigation after a woman went to the police claiming the NFL superstar put his hand around her neck in an LA hotspot. But the Ravens wide receiver claims the allegations are bogus. Law enforcement tells TMZ Sports the alleged incident went down at Delilah several weeks back when a woman says 30-year-old OBJ went up to her and grabbed her throat with light pressure. However, a rep for Odell told TMZ they weren't aware of any investigation and hadn't been contacted by the police. They also strongly denied Beckham Jr. did anything wrong. TMZ reached out to Delilah for comments. John Terezian, owner of the LA hotspot, told them, "We were contacted by the police about the investigation and reviewed the videos. The claim is false. There is no evidence of this person even being in the area where she claimed during the incident." Patrick, is this another airplane incident, or is there nothing to worry about here?
Well, that's the thing, is Odell wanted everyone to get off the plane, but they couldn't happen because he refused to get off. Everybody had to get off. And now, is this an issue at the Delilah Club? This is what I will say. We don't know if it happened. We don't know if it didn't happen. But what I can tell you is it didn't happen on a Monday. And we do research of the show. Delilah is closed every Monday, for dinner service. So it's not a thing that happened on a Monday. Tuesday through Sunday, very possible it could have happened, though.
Patrick, here's what I'll say about that. I feel like, now, of course, what do I know about investigations? What do I know about law enforcement? And clearly, TMZ, very credible organization when it comes to news reporting. Patrick, I mean, the tape said she wasn't where she said she was. And yes. I don't know. Now, granted, I've not been one for studying tape. And that's, some would say that's a knock on my career.
Josh, and arguably, if we were better at studying tape, I would argue maybe we're not sitting here doing a show at 7 o'clock in the morning.
There's a chance. Yeah. So I mean, listen, I personally think that this is just, what we all think it is. Now, if there's a chance it's not, then we obviously show sympathy in that regard. That being said, feels like the evidence is telling us not something to be worried about.
Well, and here's the thing. Let me tell you a little bit about what this club, Delilah, prides itself on. It prides itself on being a sort of roaring 20s type of place that you can go to. Okay. Josh, your most expensive plate on the dinner menu, well, of course, that's a 16-ounce dried aged ribeye.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Easily. It's $89. That's chump change for anyone like Odell Beckham Jr. Josh, if you just want to go in there and get some chicken tenders, it's an easy $27. I mean, we're talking about Delilah out here in Los Angeles.
But I'm glad they have chicken tenders. They do have the option.
It's the option because you don't know what type of clientele you're going to get. You
don't know what you want. Yeah.
Right. And that's it. Do you want to lay back Tuesday night, or you want like maybe a special date night kind of ribeye on a Friday?
Well, shout out to OBJ for, he's always in the headline. That's what happens, I guess, when you're a superstar. But seems to be. Hey, this is prior to the Ravens signing, though.
It's a prior. He's a new
weeks
man.
ago. So this is in the past. Yeah. Why we got to bring up somebody's dirty laundry?
He's a new man.
He's a new man. He's reformed.
You sign with a new team.
Yeah,
everything disappears. Right.
That was West Coast OBJ. This is East Coast OBJ. He's back. So nothing to be concerned about there. Moving on, the Arizona Cardinals released their new uniforms. And Patrick, I think we have a pretty accurate idea, I think all of us do, of how it kind of went down. There was definitely a guy in charge of this. He probably went to graphic design school during COVID. So it was the big Zoom time, right? So we feel bad for him already. We feel
right, and no, nothing against that. Right.
Nothing against that. We get it. Hey, learning conditions were really tough during that time. Mm-hmm. Maybe he got a little bit used to procrastinating some stuff because assignments, teachers, professors were flexible. They said, hey, if you need a couple weeks, I get it.
Happens to the best of us, Josh.
Happens to the best of us. So now he's in the real world. And like I said, this is not his fault because this is environment, circumstance. He gets to the real world. He's tasked the job of coming up with new logos. Boss calls him. He's chilling because it's 2 weeks out. Is that he has to get the uniforms in. Boss calls him. No, actually, uniforms due today. He said, what? He messed it all up. He thought that if you turned it in 2 weeks late, it would only be a 30% deduction.
Right. And he could afford the 30% pay deduction because he's got other stuff going on.
Turns out not how it works. So then he's like, he's scrambling. He Googles colors of Arizona Cardinals. Boom. Gets the colors. Boss is like, hey, I need it in 50 seconds. Has just enough time to type in Arizona on the one uniform.
Just the one. Just the one uniform.
He gets the one. Doesn't have time to send the other two. Sends it in. Guy's like, hey, I guess this is the style. You know best. Boom. Release. These are the Arizona Cardinals' new uniforms, Patrick. It does seem like that's probably what happened. What do you think of them?
Yeah, Josh. I thought they were fake. I didn't think they were real. It's literally just red with some script. It's just red with some Arizona writing. And then they said, let me do you one better, Josh. Let's get a black alternate and the white away uniform, and let's not do anything with it. Like, it could be any team that's red and white or black and red. It's
you got a little something on the side there. You got a little something. If you really zoom in, if you're on like the 4K ground camera after a touchdown, you probably might be able to see it if you zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, is it the Cardinals playing? Is it a high school team playing? We don't know, Josh, because again, only the one uniform actually says their name.
Yeah, that's very, very fair point, Patrick. Do you think that I had a really good question in my brain that was needed to be asked? Oh no, I was gonna say it wasn't a question. It was I think that now every single person who goes to Arizona, like the person who's in charge of the jersey swap, I mean, he's praying. He's so happy right now. That jersey swap guy is, I mean, he's ecstatic. He's like, hey, this is the best day of my life.
Best day because he knows
he's hoping every free agent goes to Arizona.
Yeah.
He's actually dreading the potential that DeAndre Hopkins is going to be leaving because he's like, oh frick, and now I got to slap the new logo on the DeAndre Hopkins logo or jersey. That just makes things complicated. Yeah, Patrick, I think it's tough because literally when it comes to NFL uniforms, you could do so much cool stuff. And it seems like now they're kind of just like, the Atlanta uniform, you ever see that? It's pretty much the Atlanta uniform, but just instead of ATL, it just says Arizona.
It's
on the one that says Arizona. And it's kind of like the New York Jets one where it's just green and it says New York.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing with the uniforms right now, guys?
Josh, if this was a Taylor Swift time period, we would call this our basic era, right? Where, it's, just do your thing. Keep it simple. Keep it calm. It's all good. That's where we're at with people uniforms.
Well, hey, you can't, you miss some of the shots that you take. We appreciate you took a shot. Unfortunately, this was a miss.
Josh, they didn't really change. They didn't really change anything. They just took away stuff.
They just deleted things off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like it. Moving on. Eagles bring in Matt Patricia. Now, Patrick, the biggest question is, are they bringing him in to fill an offensive role to replace Shane Steichen? I feel like that's the question we all have to be asking ourselves.
Well, and Josh, here's the thing. Here's what I want to point out. Matt Patricia, known offensive genius who happens...
Offensive guru.
He's a guru, right? I mean, he really developed Bailey Zappi this past year into a formidable...
Bailey Zappi was nothing without Matt Patricia.
Exactly. Like, we wouldn't even know about him, right? Because Matt Patricia gives him that chance, gives him that opportunity to shine. And now he's going to try to make the jump. He's going to try to be a defensive coach now for these Philadelphia Eagles. And you got to wonder, Josh, I know it's a different side of the ball, but you're bringing in an offensive guru after you lose your offensive coordinator. Is this what Nick Sirianni wants?
Patrick, I don't know. Jalen Hurts can't be super pumped about this because Jalen Hurts is going, why do I got this defensive guy in my ear. Oh wait, no, sorry. Jalen Hurts is like, why is that offensive guy that should be helping me going on the defense?
Right. It's like he's telling the defense all of my secrets. Right. He's like, I don't want
Yeah.
the offensive guru on the defensive side.
No,
Like,
why
how
is
am I
why is he
supposed to
over
call out
there? Yeah,
practice?
Jalen Hurts can't be happy about this at all.
Well, because he's got to live up to all that money now. He knows he can't show up day one of training camp and throw a couple interceptions. He's the money man now.
Yeah, he's getting paid, so it's a lot of pressure. I don't know, man. It's gonna be really tough for the Eagles. It's gonna be a tough situation, but bringing in Matt Patricia is always a good thing. It's always a good thing. You just hope that you can find the role that suits him best.
And and what's great about Matt Patricia is you find the role that suits him best. You're always going to have a pencil at all time, right? So that's not a lack. Like if you need the pencil guy,
what?
That's Matt Patricia right there, right? So I mean, all around, probably a great signing.
Yeah. Now, it's like, are those personal pencils or is that on the team budget? Because if it's on the team budget, an accountant somewhere he's sweating. He's like, I gotta budget how much for pencils?
Well, right, because you don't know how many he goes through in a practice, even in a game.
I mean, we're talking about potentially 5 pencils a day, 365 days a year.
Just throwing out up the math, Josh.
I mean, math is telling me he's going through at least 1,500 pencils.
Maybe we reach out to the Eagles, see if we can get a pencil deal for them to market.
Oh yeah, Bick. They need to be all over this.
Yeah, I mean, they could really take the pencil market by storm.
Yeah, or maybe like this would be the perfect entrepreneurial venture for Lamar Jackson. I feel like.
I think it's right up his alley. He can take it because it's like, what's the entire gym without a pencil to write your workouts down? It's nothing.
Yeah, you got to log it. You have to log your workouts. Mm-hmm. If not, how are you going to know if you're getting better?
And don't keep in mind that there is a tablet that may or may not be included.
May or may not be included. You're right. So
it may or may not. But
so do we get Matt Patricia on the stylist?
Ooh, yes. See, take him to the next level because you come over, Matt Patricia now, Microsoft Surface tablet comes over, takes the stylist off. He's like, and then he just puts a pencil in his mouth, right? Like he's holding it.
And now is it an actual style? Is it a Microsoft Surface attached to the entire gym? We're not saying that. Patrick is not saying that, to be clear.
Right. I don't want to put that in so that if somebody were to get the entire, like I don't want them to.
We don't know
if it's not.
We don't know. So that's it. Awesome. Moving on to the NBA, the playoffs are in full swing, and the Warriors are back. Last night, the Warriors playing the Kings at home in San Francisco, and listen, I'll tell you what, Steph Curry is insane at basketball, but there's other guys balling. Wiggins was having a great night. Moody, good night. Looney, good night. Yes, they sound the same. Those are 2 guys on the team. And I mean, Jordan Poole playing for Draymond Green, who was out because of a 1-game suspension. And Patrick, everybody's wondering, including myself, are the Warriors better without Draymond Green?
No, Josh, they were playing with heavy hearts last night. When you can't have Draymond on the floor with you, I mean, that really that struck them. It struck a chord with them. I think they came out, they proved it for Draymond. This is to send a message that maybe stomping on other people is maybe a thing that the league overreact to. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm pro not stopping on people, but I think they were playing with heavy hearts yesterday, and they really wanted to just come out and prove to the league that they could win for not because Draymond. It could never be because Draymond's not playing. No. It was for Draymond.
So Draymond actually took the sacrifice to make the team better, and that's what Draymond does.
That's what Draymond does.
His whole career was built around sacrificing for the betterment of the team. Yeah, he could be scoring 25, 30 a game. You know what? He doesn't, because he wants to be the guy who has a role, and that role is to make everyone else better, not himself.
Right. He didn't have to punch Jordan Poole in practice.
He didn't have to
in the season, but he did that to send a message and motivate the guys.
He said, "Hey, this is what's going to happen if you're not playing good." And you know what, Jordan Jordan Poole, hey, Patrick, talk for like 50 seconds as I check to see if the monitor just turned off or if the whole camera turned off.
Yes. And that's the thing is you look at Draymond Green, you go, that guy, he's Michigan State tough. He's going to send a message. He's a guy that can you rely on? Well, maybe not to score points, but he's a guy that you can rely on to bring that heart and soul. So yesterday, they go out, the Warriors, they said, we got to win this one for Draymond. Draymond's the guy that we have to rally
Patrick,
around.
you can do the solo show.
Draymond's the guy that they can rally around, and they are going to love Draymond. But I just want to give a shout out. You said you got Moody. We got Looney. Well, we got guys for the Warriors that balled out yesterday. I mean, Kevin Looney dropped an absolutely insane stat line. We're going to give him some credit here on the show. Kevin Looney.
I agree with all your points.
20 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 points. Kevin Looney.
Great job. I asked Patrick. That was a taste of what you get with the Patrick Solo show. Sorry about that, guys. This is a professional show here. Professional show. Moving on. I think we covered that. Draymond not being there doesn't make the Warriors better. Draymond makes the Warriors better in unique ways all the time.
Right. How many negatives can we throw into that? Does not make
the Warriors better.
Right.
Boom. Russell Westbrook is back as well, apparently. The Clippers lose to the Suns by 5. Now, arguably, with Kawhi Leonard, they probably would have won that game because literally every single person, it seemed like, was balling on the Clippers. And you had maybe a cool 40 from Kawhi. We're in a good spot. But Russell Westbrook coming to help, dropping like 30. Just casually.
Russell Westbrook dropping 30. And guess what, Josh, let me tell you this. He took over 20 shots, but he actually made more than 10 of them, which is a rare thing for Russell Westbrook these days.
So, no. That's the new standard. See, Patrick, what it means when you're back is that this is your standard, right? So Russell Westbrook, he lived right here for a long time, Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped it here a little bit. So now he's right back here. That's telling me that that's not an anomaly. It's actually this part that's an anomaly because he was here for so long. He's here for a little bit. Now he's here. That just tells me he's back for good.
You know what?
This is the new standard from now on.
Yeah, if he's not dropping 30 and shooting like 50% every day, I mean, then we're talking about it's a different guy, right? Arguably, Josh, that whole locker room interaction that he had with the kid eating meat off the plate, I mean, maybe that turned the series around.
Changed his career. Yeah, I mean, Patrick, it was crazy. Somebody named Norman Powell dropped 42. I mean, the Clippers are sneaky deep, and they're playing a Suns team that has no depth at all. And so you get Kawhi back, I feel like the Clippers might just be able to do something here.
Professional show here, Josh. So we do our research. Norman Powell, what do we know about him? Well, we know he dropped 42 points last night, right? In a loss, in all fairness, drops 42 points. We do our research. According to famousbirthdays.com, he is the 8th most important person named Norman in the world ever. Top 10. I mean, he's a top 10 all-time guy.
He's a top 10 all-time Norman.
Yeah.
Shoo, man, that's
and I would argue, Josh, you put up 42 points in the playoffs, he might be upping on this list.
Who's ahead of him?
I mean, we're talking about Norman Lear, Norman Cook, the DJ. I mean, you can't forget about Norman Rockwell.
No,
right?
No.
And then not Morgan Freeman, Norman Freeman.
Okay, yeah.
Facebook star. And then
Facebook star. Yeah.
And then Norman Reedus also on there.
Cool. I mean, that's a good list. Great company to be on.
Mm-hmm.
He might move up a couple spots in this playoffs if he continues to do that. Nothing if the Suns win out, though. Ben Simmons is still on the bench. 76ers continue to roll. This is an interesting story because a lot of fans seem to be, I would say disappointed.
They were.
That Ben Simmons is still on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, if you are a Nets fan, this was your existence. Ready?
Right. Tell us, Josh.
You get D'Angelo Russell.
It's like, okay. We
Okay, I don't know who this guy is. This guy was for the Lakers. Lakers suck. Are we going to be good? D'Angelo Russell says, yeah, we're going to be good. All of a sudden, the Nets are the hottest team in basketball. D'Angelo Russell is looking ridiculously good, and the Lakers are thinking, man, we missed out on another superstar, and we're probably never going to get him back, is what the Lakers are thinking. And then, all of a sudden, the Nets are hot. They're moving. They got the juices flowing. They say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to upgrade. And so what do? They go out and they get Kyrie Irving. And you're like, whoa, Kyrie Irving. Wait a second. Kyrie Irving. We talking about the guy who won a championship with LeBron James?
Mm-hmm.
We got that guy? Yeah, you got that guy. And so what happens? So they all of a sudden, so yeah, we don't have D'Angelo Russell anymore. That's casualty. We get Kyrie Irving. Great. And then all of a sudden, you know what? We're going to make this even better. We're getting Kevin Durant with their package deal. So now we have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. And things are looking great. Surely, there's no way Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant on the same team. You have to remember, there's only 5 starters in the NBA. So that means 2 of your 5 are Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. So you get 2 of your 5, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, you're going to win a championship. No. They're actually bounced quite early in the playoffs. Quite early. So then they're like, what are we going to do? We get Ben Simmons. And you know what Ben Simmons does? He sits on the bench.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
And you pay him a lot of money. A lot.
Yeah.
And then he continues to sit on the bench. And now we're at a point where you lose Kevin Durant. You lose Kyrie Irving. But you still have Ben Simmons.
Josh,
and what's Ben Simmons doing? He's not playing. So you went from having Kevin Durant and Ben Simmons to now having, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons to having Kevin Durant gone, Kyrie Irving gone, Ben Simmons on the bench.
Josh, and you're forgetting to talk about James Harden that they had.
Oh, they had James Harden. They had James Harden. Yeah, wait, I forgot about that. They had James Harden. Okay, so 3 of your 5, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. And they do nothing. And
Josh, they
this
won
is an all-time collapse for a Nets fan.
But like when they had Harden, Irving, and Durant, like they definitely won a couple championships, right?
Well, let's see. Last year the Warriors won. Year before that, it was the
Milwaukee Bucks.
Bucks, yeah. Year before that, Bubble, Lakers. So asterisks.
Yeah.
Before that, so that's Toronto's year.
That was Toronto. Wow, Josh.
Yeah.
Look, here's what
it doesn't seem. They're not on the list for some reason.
I feel like we're definitely skipping. Anyway, this is what I know. Okay, Josh, is we have a guy, Ben Simmons. He's trying his best. Look, it's not his fault that he makes so much money. It's tough.
Yeah.
He's
$78.2 million over the next 2 years. Pretty good.
Josh, I don't think you understand this guy. He's trying everything he can to get back on this court, but he's not going to be able to do it because he's got a nerve impingement. Okay. Yeah. And look, what's the biggest thing that you can do with nerve impingement, Josh? It's you need long-term rest and a rehabilitation program. So if we know anything about Ben Simmons, we know he's a hard worker, right? He shows up. Look, he's such a hard worker that when he was on the 76ers, he showed up to practice with his cell phone in his pocket because he's a multitasker. He's ready to do 2 things at once. That's how
he's got his physical therapist on speed dial.
Right, because he's like, you know what? We are locked and we are loaded to go for this season.
Boom. Yeah.
And
Patrick.
And Ben Simmons, man, it's maybe it's not fair. Maybe he's got a bad rap.
Patrick, I think you're making a great point. Yeah, well, hey, get back out there, Ben. We miss you, buddy. We love seeing you play.
Get the long-term rest, though.
And get the long-term rest. Take your time, as much time as you need. You could take next year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever you need. You got it. LeBron James says, I'm not going to buy for Twitter Blue. Goodbye, blue check mark. Patrick, I checked LeBron's feed. He has a blue check mark. So somebody's lying.
Yeah, someone's lying. So this is a classic matchup. You got Elon Musk in one corner, you got LeBron James in the other corner. Who's the liar? We don't know. But
I don't know because Elon told me that a rocket was going to be in space the other day. Rocket not in space.
It was
very
a
close
system
though.
failure. It was a system failure, Josh.
Hey, and they learned a lot from it.
Yeah, it just like LeBron might learn a lot from Twitter Blue. And what we do know is LeBron James maybe he has a history with social media and not paying subscriptions. I mean, Josh, you recall a time when he maybe didn't pay for Pandora Premium?
He said, listen, I don't pay for, I got the free version of Pandora. I listen to ads. LeBron James said that. Real quote. Google it. And I had, by the way, I already knew that. Then guess what? That had to get beaten down my throat in my strategic financial planning class in high school. How LeBron James, even millionaires are wise where they spend their money. Yeah, guess what? I don't even believe that anymore. I think it was all a fugazi. It's all a lie. LeBron James has never once listened to an ad on Pandora, and I'm saying that right now.
Well, why would LeBron James want Twitter Blue, though? Let's think about it. He wants the longer videos. Maybe he wants to talk more. He doesn't want to go into threads. He wants to have the longer form chats. I mean, you think of LeBron James, you think of blue check mark.
Yeah. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. I don't know. It seems to me like he's also, as a parent, is he setting the precedent wrong for his kids? Are they going to pay for blue check marks?
Right.
And also the question is, hey, guess what, LeBron? Welcome to the club. I just want to say that. I just want to do welcome to the pay for your blue check mark club, LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice, isn't it? We are the same, you and me, LeBron. I just want you to know. We are the same. You know how many legitimate championships that I won during the 2020 bubble year? The same amount as you.
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on. The Athletics are moving.
Well,
so,
Josh, they're just buying land. They're buying land.
Okay. You're right. They're making a strategic investment. And they looked at Las Vegas and they said, listen, ROI there pretty good right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking
return of investment.
One team is eventually going to probably move there, right? Like all these sports teams moving to Las Vegas. Well, I mean, we might see another NFL team move to Las Vegas. And so they're like, hey, guess what? There's only one plot of land here that they could build a stadium. We're going to get that land. Mm-hmm. And the next team that comes in looking for a place, guess what? They're going to have to buy it from us. That's called investing 101. And as we all know, the Athletics are great at investing. We've seen Moneyball. We know.
Yeah.
We know.
Josh, and some people even read Moneyball. Some people lived through it, okay?
Yeah.
It's a book. It's a movie. I mean, it's all over the place. If we know anything...
We know Jonah Hill is calculating right now as we speak how to spend this money. And he's saying, Jonah Hill's going, we're buying land in Las Vegas. Athletics are going, yes, sir, Jonah Hill. We are buying land in Las Vegas right this second.
Mm-hmm. And Brad Pitt sitting there and he's going, you know why? You know why we're buying land in Las Vegas?
Because I trust the data.
I trust the data, and because they get on base.
They get on base.
On base. Look, and I mean, we don't know. We don't know if the Athletics are officially moving. What if they just said, what if Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill were sitting there and they're like, you know what? Maybe we build a big training facility there, okay? And we just have the boys in at Las Vegas. You know, we have them in for a few days, ship them right back out to Oakland.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I think that's great. I mean, you're right, Patrick. I think we're reading into this wrong. Now, hypothetical, if they do leave, that's the third team to lead Oakland in 5 years. Because you got the Raiders. They left, even though technically they left the city before that. So you're like their second divorce.
Yeah.
And you also, don't you forget about the Warriors, because the Warriors were winning championships in Oakland, and then they left.
And they're
And then
still
now, if this team leaves, which might happen, then Oakland's officially going to be in poverty mode as far as sports franchises. But to any Oakland fans who are still looking for fan bases, guess what? Baltimore is a great place to be a fan of.
yes.
Cool. Well, moving on. Hey, good for you, Jonah Hill.
Well, Josh, I just want to say, if I was the city of Oakland, you know what I would do? I wouldn't lose 3 franchises in 5 years. That's what I would do. That's personally, that would be my.
That'd be my move. But hey, I'm not Oakland. I don't claim to be Oakland. Oakland's gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
And I think they must have a strategic.
I mean, they got a plan, right? I mean, they've got a plan.
If anything, they're probably. Do we get an XFL expansion team to Oakland?
We could. And the other thing that I have to wonder is, what if Oakland, the city of Oakland, was like, you know what? We're going to buy our own land in Las Vegas. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, that's a great point. Well, we'll see it play out. I'm very excited for that. That's a great point, Patrick. Cool. Fernando Tatis Jr. is back. Obviously, Tatis Jr. had a little bit of issues with the substances that may or may not should be legal.
Right.
We're not the judges of that.
Right.
We're just the news reporters. Some would say that it should be legal. Some would say that if you got to do something to help you should do that. You know, that's the 2023 culture. And Tatis Jr. was doing that. He was punished for that. But he's back. And should we expect him to continue what he was doing in the minor leagues?
Well, Josh, this is what I can tell you is first night out, he comes out, makes a pretty good play in right field, which is like, hey, congrats to you. But apparently there's a little bit of a talent gap from the minor leagues to the major leagues.
Really?
Because, I mean, me and you, we saw the videos, Josh. He was lighting it up down there.
Lighting it up.
Right.
You're saying he's not shredding?
Josh, he was 0 for 5 last night.
But if he gets 5 hits over the next 5 at bats, he's batting 500.
Right.
So that's pretty good.
I guarantee you other shows aren't going to tell you that this morning, Josh.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Batting 500.
Yeah. Okay. You bat 500, and that, you know what that tells me? Quick math. It's like you get on half the time. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Billy Beane would be sitting there. Excuse me. Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill's looking at the chops.
He's going, can we afford this guy?
Can we? It's like, oh man, we might have to sell a plot of land we just acquired.
Right, because it's like
Las Vegas.
It's like we can buy low. He might have some character issues.
Yeah.
Because if you're someone that's looking to maybe get into the Fernando Tatis market, you're going, hey, you know what? Got a little bit of steroid issue.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Falls off his motorcycle multiple times.
You don't want that. Why don't we take him off your hands?
Yeah, we'll take it. And you know what, Fernando? Just wear a helmet next time you ride the motorcycle.
That's a great point, Patrick. Yeah. We're not worried about Fernando Tatis Jr. We're not worried about you, bud. Keep doing you.
Mm-mm.
Let the haters hate. We know what you're about.
Yeah.
Moving on. Max Scherzer, gone. So too soon. Max Scherzer suspended for allegedly using something that would enhance one's ability to play the game of baseball. Now, Patrick, sources are telling me he never actually did anything.
Yeah, he says he used rosin. Josh, he swears on his kid's life. That's how serious he is. Okay? And if you have a guy that's that serious, Josh, maybe this is a bad day for the sport of baseball. Do they not care about player safety? Scherzer's going to go out there, throw high 90s. Do you want someone to get hit in the head by that? Max Scherzer's just trying to protect himself, protecting others in this league, because that's how nice of a guy he is.
Yeah. And when you're throwing absolute gas, you got to be able to control where that ball goes. That ball is going at somebody's head. That ball hits somebody's in the head. Guess what? Sure, he might be able to continue playing baseball, but nobody's going to be talking about the long-term effects of a brain injury. TBIs are a real thing, Patrick, and we just act like they're not real. The MLB's acting like they don't exist.
Scherzer, he's a good guy. I mean, he's trying to protect not only himself, not only his teammates,
Not only his teammates.
but the league itself and the players that he faces. I mean, and he's got to sit there and serve a 10-game suspension for this, Josh.
Unbelievable.
This is injustice.
Unbelievable. Injustice. I mean, in a boycott to baseball, I'm not going to watch a single baseball game for the next 10 days.
No. In a boycott to baseball, Josh, the Oakland Athletics fans will not be showing up to ball games for the rest of the year in solidarity with the Max Scherzer suspension.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, baseball doesn't deserve Scherzer.
Maybe some alternative leagues that he could go look at.
Yeah. Hey, Dwayne Johnson, get on it, buddy.
Yeah, hey, you know what we need? You know what we need, Dwayne Johnson? We need a fall baseball league.
Boom. That'd be sweet. Okay, last thing on the list, NASCAR preview. Patrick, where are we at this week?
Josh, we're at Talladega. I'm going to give you 3 picks right here. Bon trains,
whiskey and
Josh,
turn it
3 picks. Joey Logano, that's a pick to win. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., pick to win. Austin Cindric, pick to win.
Patrick, you just gave me 3 picks. It's like,
I told you I got 3 picks to win, and you didn't give me any pushback. So I said,
well, no, I said, I thought you were going to be like top 5, top 3, top 10.
No.
So you just 3. Okay, so fine. You get 3 picks. Fine, Patrick. I'll let you get 3 picks. I'll do.
And I'm going to guess this is what you're going to say. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott.
Stop. No. Stop. You're going to spoil my pick, Patrick. Not that saying that you did spoil my pick. I said don't spoil my pick. So, Patrick, I'm picking the guy who's red hot. Now, Patrick, I'm just going to say this. 2 out of 3 races I've picked to win. So
of the last 3.
Yeah, so I said 2 of the 3 races, last 3 races, I've picked to win. So that's a really great record. Patrick, I'm going with a guy who's red hot and might not lose for the rest of the season, might go on a historic run. I'm going Kyle Larson to win it all. Anyway, if you're still watching this part of the episode, make sure you guys DM us on Instagram at Picks and Pancakes so you can get a free mug and a $10 McDonald's gift card. Also visit our website at picksandpancakes.com to read everything about sports and what's happening around sports. Yeah. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. A peace. Boom. Before the Zoom ended. Let's go.
Good.
He's going to say good show, I think.